Imagine this. You're sitting at your desk, scrolling through your phone, overwhelmed by the endless stream of notifications, the never-ending tasks, and the pressure mounting at work. Your heart races, your mind spins, and you wonder, is this what life is supposed to feel like? In a world that's moving faster than ever, many of us are struggling to find peace. We're constantly chasing after more success, more recognition, more possessions, believing that happiness will somehow follow. But as the noise grows louder, so does our anxiety. The pace of life is relentless, and our minds are caught in a whirlwind of stress, expectations, and exhaustion. But what if I told you there's another way? A path that doesn't require you to fight against the tide of life, but to flow with it. A philosophy that has been around for thousands of years, yet still holds the key to finding peace and balance in the chaos of today's world. That path is called Taoism, and its teachings come from a figure whose name might sound unfamiliar. To some, Lao Tse. His wisdom has inspired millions, offering a simple yet profound solution to the struggle many of us face in our modern lives. In this video, we're going to dive deep into Lao Tse's teachings and discover how they can help you find the peace you've been searching for, without the constant striving, without the stress. It's time to unlock the ancient wisdom of Taoism, and in the process, uncover a powerful, peaceful way to live. So are you ready to let go of the noise and find your path to inner peace? Let's begin. Before we dive deeper, just a quick request. If you're enjoying the content so far, please hit the subscribe button. We're aiming to reach 1,000 subscribers, and your support is crucial to making this happen. It only takes a second, and will help us bring you more content like this. Thank you. Thousands of years ago, in the heart of ancient China, there lived a man who would change the way we think about life itself. His name was Lao Tse, and though many details about his life are wrapped in mystery, his teachings have survived the test of time, offering a wisdom that still resonates with us today. Lao Tse wasn't a king, a conqueror, or a warrior. He wasn't interested in power, fame, or fortune. Instead, he was a philosopher, a seeker of truth, who sought to understand the fundamental forces that governed the world and our place within it. Lao Tse's teachings weren't about gaining more or achieving success in the traditional sense. No, they were about letting go. His most famous work, the Tao Te Ching, is a collection of verses that reveal his thoughts on life, nature, and the universe. It's a guidebook for those who wish to live in harmony with the world around them. But what makes his teachings so powerful is their simplicity. Lao Tse didn't write complicated theories or elaborate rules. Instead, he offered gentle wisdom, like a river that flows quietly but steadily, carving a path through even the hardest rock. At the core of his philosophy is the concept of Tao, which can be translated as the way. Tao is the natural flow of the universe, a force that is both beyond comprehension and present in everything. Lao Tse taught that to find peace, we must align ourselves with the Tao. We must stop fighting against the current and instead learn to move with it. In the next chapter, we'll explore what the Tao is and how it can lead you to inner peace. But for now, understand this. Lao Tse's teachings are not about forcing your way through life. They're about learning to move with it effortlessly. Imagine standing on the edge of a river. The current flows effortlessly, no force, no struggle, just a smooth, steady motion. The river doesn't fight its path, it simply follows it. Now picture yourself in that river, moving with it, not against it. This is the essence of Tao Tao, or the Way, is the invisible force that flows through everything in the universe. It's the current in the river of life, and it's in nature, in the seasons, in the air we breathe. It's the underlying rhythm that connects all things, yet it's something we can never fully grasp or control. Tao simply is. Here's where it gets interesting. Most of us live as if we're fighting against the Tao. We constantly push, we plan, we strive for control, all in the hopes of shaping life the way we think it should be. But when we push too hard, when we try to force things to happen on our own terms, we create resistance. And that resistance? That's where our stress comes from. What if you could stop fighting the flow of life and let it guide you? What if peace was found not in pushing forward, but in allowing yourself to move with the current like the river? When we stop struggling, when we align ourselves with the Tao, things flow with ease. Life doesn't need to be a battle. Living in harmony with the Tao means accepting things as they are, trusting the process, and letting go of control. When you do this, stress fades, and balance takes its place. The Tao isn't something to control, it's something to trust. In the next chapter, we'll dive into how you can truly live the Tao through the powerful practice of Wu Wei, the art of effortless action. Imagine trying to swim against a powerful current. No matter how hard you try, the water pushes you back and you end up exhausted. Now imagine turning around and letting the current carry you forward. It's effortless, peaceful, and takes you exactly where you need to go. This is the essence of Wu Wei. Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action, isn't about doing nothing. It's about letting go of the need to force things into existence. It's about allowing life to unfold naturally and responding to it with ease. Think of a masterful musician playing an instrument. They don't think about every note or every movement. They're so deeply in tune with the music that it flows effortlessly through them. Or consider a tree growing. It doesn't struggle to grow. It simply follows its natural course. This is Wu Wei, working with the natural flow of life, rather than against it. In our modern world, we're taught to push harder, to work longer, to force our way to success. But Lao Tse teaches us something different. When we align ourselves with the Tao and practice Wu Wei, we stop fighting against life. Instead of striving to control every outcome, we begin to let things unfold in their own time, trusting the process. What if you stopped trying so hard? What if you allowed yourself to just be? The truth is, the more we force things, the more stress we create. But when we trust the flow and act with ease, everything falls into place without the struggle. In the next chapter, we'll explore how you can bring these teachings of Tao and Wu Wei into your daily life and start experiencing the peace that comes from living naturally. Now that you understand the core principles of Tao and Wu Wei, let's talk about how to bring them into your daily life. It's easy to read about the flow of life and the path of least resistance, but how can we actually live it? The truth is, it starts with small moments. The Tao isn't some grand philosophy that requires massive changes. It's about shifting how you respond to the everyday situations that shape your life. For example, think about your workday. How often do you find yourself overwhelmed, pushing harder and harder to meet deadlines or achieve goals? The Tao teaches us that we don't need to struggle. Instead of forcing things, try stepping back for a moment. Breathe. Focus on the present. Don't try to control every outcome. Trust that by staying aligned with the flow of life, things will naturally fall into place. Another example is in relationships. How many times have you found yourself trying to change someone or force a situation to go the way you want? By embracing Wu Wei, you stop trying to control others and instead allow them to be who they are. You stop pushing, and you start listening. Truly listening. You allow space for connection rather than conflict. Even in moments of stress, the practice of Wu Wei can offer relief. Instead of reacting immediately with frustration, take a step back. Breathe. Allow the situation to unfold and then respond thoughtfully. You'll notice that when you stop forcing, things often resolve themselves in ways that feel effortless. Living the Tao is about integrating these practices into every corner of your life. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. In the next chapter, we'll wrap up with some final reflections on how you can truly embody the teachings of Lao Tse and live with more peace and flow. So, here we are, at the end of this journey, into the teachings of Lao Tse and the path to inner peace. But before we close, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. At the heart of Lao Tse's philosophy is the idea of living in harmony with the Tao, the natural flow of life. It's about stepping away from the struggle and embracing the simplicity of being. It's not about striving for success or forcing outcomes, but about trusting that life, in all its chaos, has a rhythm. And when we stop fighting that rhythm, when we learn to move with it, peace naturally follows. The practice of Wu Wei, or effortless action, is key. It's not about doing nothing, but about being in tune with the world around you. It's about letting go of control, embracing what is, and acting in alignment with the flow of life. It's about finding peace in letting things unfold naturally without resistance. You may not see instant results. Living the Tao is a practice, a journey, not a destination. But every small step you take toward living in harmony with the Tao will bring you closer to the inner peace you've been searching for. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being present. It's about noticing the moments, the small shifts, and letting life guide you rather than forcing it to bend to your will. So, as you leave this video, take a deep breath and reflect on one thing you can do today to move with the flow of life. Maybe it's letting go of an outcome you've been holding on to. Maybe it's simply pausing for a moment of stillness. Whatever it is, trust that you're on the right path. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Lao Tse's teachings. May you find peace, harmony, and effortless flow in your journey ahead.